I'm back. This is a part two. Moving past the hard parts from shaky to uplifted. Real talk, moving past the hard part isn't easy, but we're going to do it together right now. If this resonates with anybody, I'd like you to like and subscribe to the channel like right now. The channel is Locked Diaries, just for your information. We're about to keep growing out here. But we're not gonna stop here. I know a lot of you are going through your own shaky processes, and it's not just you. And I want to hear your stories directly. So this is the opportunity to jump up here and let me know what your stories are, your questions are, um, and that's what we're gonna do. So it's the time. I did a video yesterday, part one. This is part two. So we're gonna pick up from here. If you saw yesterday's video, send a link right now in the chat. You can go click on that video and join us back at the end of this video. Hopefully you catch up. It wasn't really that long. And we're gonna just jump right into it. Make sure you pay attention. Come with your notebooks, your pads, your receipts, and all that. We ready. So the first things up. Thank you for checking in on the channel. Thank you for posting notifications on, all that good stuff. I want to talk about the reality, the shaky process. As I said yesterday, it's very normal, to feel anxious and nervous and unsure. And, it's hard when you got to get into the position of, making a shift, and changing things, doing things differently. It gets a little bit rough. Like, it's understandable. It definitely gets a little bit rough. But, old habits definitely die hard, but breaking those old habits is going to get you to progress to the next phase. And that's what I learned, and that's what I want to share with everyone as well too. It did take a while to let the new habits progress and flourish and make sense, and adapt to my lifestyle. It did take a while, but eventually when you know better, you do better. And I was self-sabotaging myself, and I saw what I was getting out of doing things the other way. So I'm like, you know what, there's no bueno. There's this is no good. There's no point in me doing this, so that was what I went through. I'm not sure if you guys went through similar experiences, but the takeaway I got from that experience for myself was, honestly speaking, not failure, not, oh, you messed up, but it was about pretty much understanding and adjusting to growth. Growth looks different at different stages, as I said before, and that's just my point of view. Next up, I want to talk about the pivot, the subtle turn. The moment where you know when you got to stop doing the old thing, you got to do something differently. And when you do something differently, then all of a sudden you see, okay, well, this is the results I was looking for. This is what I needed. I want to talk about that moment. That one was kind of, interesting because, you attempted to go backwards sometimes, but you try to stay forward, you try to progress, but it's not necessarily an uplifting feeling that happens overnight. It takes time, it takes progress, it takes, some confidence to get there, and the shift is not easy. You actually see, okay, I did need to switch up. I did need to do things differently. Like, now I don't have build-up from using this product because now I'm not using this product. So, for example, with me, when I first started, all of my products were cream-based products. All of my hair butters, Swiss, everything was a cream-based product. Eventually, I realized cream-based products were like really going, making my hair extra flaky, extra dirty, extra dry, extra stiff, extra dull. And I needed to transition to water-based products. So then I transitioned from, cream-based products to water-based products. And that was a big 365 for me. That helped me a lot. And for you, it may be similar. Some people even learned that, you can use aloe gel or aloe vera gel for your lock twists. Good morning. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Cynical. How are you? Thank you for popping through, beautiful. Some people realize, you can use aloe vera gel. You can make aloe vera gel yourself, for your twists, So it was just learning those new methods, those new routines, and realizing that those new routines were really serving me. They were really, really serving me, despite me being comfortable with my Cream of Nature gels and my Edge Control gels and my 99-cent discount store shampoos and conditioners. Those new products, that new research was really serving me because I saw my twist outs was lasting longer and all of that. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is pretty cool. And again, to go into more elaborate details right there at that moment as well, I will even say, on that moment, I missed a lot of the small momentum victories, and was only looking for like large victories. Some of the small momentum victories I missed at that point was, realizing that my hair was getting weight and balance and getting heavy, realized, it was inching down, faster than I realized, realizing that, it was pretty much locking really fast and I was missing all the key good parts of it because I was just focusing on one thing. everything to look universal, and it didn't look universal to me at all. One point, it had its stages and phases when it became a universal kind of thing. And I just want to share that if anyone's on their life journey, they might getting locks, definitely celebrate every part of your journey. Celebrate the small milestones, the medium milestones, the large milestones. So when I say small milestones, if you have a couple of buds and many locks, that's a milestone to celebrate. If you have one lock that's fully budded up and down, that's a milestone to celebrate. If you know how to wash and condition your hair on your own without a stylist or loctician, that's a milestone. If you can already retwist your own head without a loctician or stylist, that's a milestone. So celebrate the small milestones, even when you don't really see things, up close. Like it took 2+ years for me to really see the lock look the way I wanted to see them look. And again, I was anxious and too thirsty for it to look the way I wanted it to look instantaneously. But I talked a lot about that in the past. But a takeaway I want to leave for this conversation right here is, celebrate the small milestones. So whether you learn how to do something on your own, you find a new product, whether it's a brush or a comb or shampoo or oil conditioner, or whether you find a stylist who's closer to you, celebrate all of the milestones. They're all going to be worth it. They're going to all get you to the part where, don't give up, and you obviously, make it to be fully locked. Moving on, the action, the new energy. Once you become fully locked, there's like a new energy that comes with it. It's like, you can't tell me nothing. At least that's how it was for me. Like, you feel so silly about the doubt you had in the past for whatever reason you had that, feeling. And now you are in a place of feeling uplifted. Now you are feeling great about yourself and good about yourself because, you made it. You went through the jungle, the worst part, the doubt, insecurities, blah, blah, blah. You went through all of that and you still made it. And at this point, you're probably adapted a whole new routine of how to take care of your hair, whether it's, the products you use, who actually does your hair, do you do your own hair, your schedule, your routine, you probably adapted a whole brand new routine from what you used to do in the past, so this definitely serves you. This definitely serves you at this point when you get to this stage. And again, the old habits you have from the beginning, you're not even thinking about those anymore. Like, you're totally not thinking about those anymore. Let me see, moving forward. Another thing too, I realized, when I got to the fully locked stages, I created boundaries for myself. And some of those boundaries I created were for me mentally and emotionally, and just to stop driving myself crazy. So in the action phase of the journey where I was already locked and I was like, okay, let me take care of my hair, I made 3 goals. And the 3 goals were: 1, you're going to always leave with a satin cap or satin bonnet no matter what. 2, you're not going to let people play in your hair and be jumping around from loctician to stylist to stylist. And 3, you're going to pretty much, learn how to do your hair and, eventually lean off or wean off of a stylist just in case, you move, they move, or people got a business. You can do this yourself. There are more things, I can add to that list, but I'm going to just keep it real simple for right now. And this was important to me because, again, I took my journey seriously. Like, it became a spiritual thing for me. It didn't start off as a spiritual thing for me. And once I got fully locked, my emotions, feelings, everything just changed. So now I'm just like on a whole other level right here. I'm an earth sign too, so I got a lot to do with it. Shout out to the Tauruses. But, not to be getting off topic, a good takeaway I want to add to for the new action energy when you're fully locked is, consistency. Once you create your new journeys, your new goals, your new services or products or routines you may need, don't forget to be consistent. Keep that consistency going for as long as possible. That consistency is going to make you see things you want to see, or let other people see things that you're not seeing, and or it's going to get you to that place you want to be a lot faster. I know that sounds so corny and cliche, but it's really true. Consistency is key. It really is key. And if you're not consistent, you may not see things as fast as you want to see it, and that's just real talk. And another thing too, consistency helps you from backtracking to saying, I can't do it, I don't want to do it, this is whack, it ain't for me. And also, as I always say at the end of every show, I have an ebook out on Amazon as well as Gumroad called What Actually Mattered and What Didn't Matter in My Life Journey. Definitely cop that book if you're thinking about getting locks, or you think someone who may want to get locks or has locks and is confused and stuck. that book is for them. In addition to that, catch my video yesterday where I do a part 1 to this. This is actually part 2. I'm going to update my thumbnail. You can actually see this is part 2. And we're discussing the same thing from yesterday today. But today's supposed to be a one-on-one or a group thing where people can actually join in, ask questions, and, you know, talk their ish and, you know, shoot their ish and, you know, confirm or, you know, rap about, you know, what they're facing, what they're going through. But, you know, I guess that'll be another time, you know, another day. But right now, I'm going to take a moment to go through the chat. I want to send a special shout out to the Cynical one. Thank you, beautiful, for being here. I really appreciate you. Shout out to the Cynical. Shout out to Ephraim Clark, Galaxy Thompson, Milo LYT. Shout out to all you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you know someone's interested who has lots, you know, who can get some value, some feedback from these conversations that may resonate for them, you know, please share my video with those people as well. And if you're looking for something more, something different, something else, you know, in general for me, definitely jump in the comments. Let me know like what kind of videos you'd like to see, and I'll reply back. I'll reply back in real time. It's definitely me. There's no bot. It's definitely me. But thank you guys for watching. Until the next video, I'll see you there. Peace, y'all. Have a great evening. Again, like and subscribe. You know the vibe. Peace.